We can talk, it's okay.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Third Space's live coffee break.
Guess who's drinking coffee today? I have discovered that I can drink about a little less than a half a cup now and tolerate it without having any untoward symptoms, shall we say, and I'm really excited. So I guess my recovery is just continuing to press on, and I'm awful excited about those few sips of coffee I can have in the morning.
Yeah, normally her coffee doesn't do well with the medication she has to take for her heart, since her heart condition, but
yeah, it's going well now. I'm excited.
Yes.
Only a half cup, but hey, it's all right. When you haven't been having any, a half a cup is fantastic. What are we drinking this morning, dear?
we're drinking Villager, which
Yeah.
is Third Space's house blend. So this is generally what we serve. Well, generally we would make this more toward the early afternoon,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we'd serve it the rest of the day. We'd serve Villager, but early in the morning we would generally do one of our special blends.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, we have, oh, good morning, Van. We have, usually we try to brew regular, light roast and a dark roast in the mornings at Third Space so that we can give a little bit more variety. Good morning, I see lots of people are hopping on. It's so good to see you.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Tracy.
Yeah, so the Villager is kind of the best of all worlds. It's our house blend. Oh my goodness, my phone is going off. That's like the cardinal rule. You're supposed to silence your phone before you do things like this.
Oh my goodness. Linda, good to see you, Linda. And Stephanie, hey. Excellent.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
so I'm sorry. So the Villager is a medium roast. So normally we have a light and a dark roast available. In the afternoon we switch to Villager, our house blend, which is a medium roast, and it's a blend of Ethiopian and Colombian. It's very delicious. So we're enjoying it this morning.
It is. It is. Hi, Barbie. Good to see you on.
Hey, we got a compliment. We're looking good. Yes.
Oh, we're looking. It must be her.
Thank you.
It's got to be her. So, well, you know, when I ordered my coffee, I ordered a side of Angie, and here she is. So, you know,
And here I am.
Third Space is great. I mean, a side of Angie with my coffee.
Fantastic.
We'll take it.
Yeah. So funny, haha. You guys may have already heard this story, but I was having a little bit of a laugh last night because as we were preparing for, you know, our morning and, you know, getting on live stream with you guys, I was noticing an article about a man who, I don't know if anybody knows, that Wendy's did this like free 4-piece chicken nugget deal I think it was last Friday or something anyways, but there was an article in a news feed that I was reading that said about a man in, I think it was Oregon, that went to 11 different Wendy's on that day over 2 states, drove for like 5 hours and hit all of those Wendy's 2 times. So he got like, you know, 22 4-piece nuggets of Wendy's. And I thought that is one honey of a quarantine craving, if ever I've heard of one. I mean, I like a good chicken nugget, but that's a lot of work for chicken nuggets. So I found that to be kind of funny, and it made us start talking about quarantine snacks. So like, you know, what are your vices? And I'm gonna just say for myself, can anybody, oh, it looks like we're back reconnected. Are you guys still seeing us? We have the craziest technical difficulties with our feed.
There we are. For whatever reason,
I think we're still live.
Our software. Okay, so yeah. So growing up, my mom, who is on this, she's watching us now, but she used to make these basically just saltine crackers with like I don't know, Kobe Jack or some cheese on it. Just put it in the oven and heat it till the cheese melts over. And it's such a simple snack, but I love it. And so that is like one of my go-to simple snacks because it takes very little effort and it's tasty. So yeah, that's one snack that I really enjoy. Another go-to snack that I enjoy is chocolate chip cookies. Probably not as good for you. However, and chocolate chip cookies are the one snack that I allow myself to overdo. So I will generally eat like 3 of those at a time. And I let myself do that because I just can't resist them. So that's my one vice. But
we're pretty bad about it too. I love to bake chocolate chip cookies, and if you've been to Third Space before, you've probably had our chocolate chip cookies because they usually are out front, but we really load them up with chocolate. So it is, I mean, it's like a meal. When you get a cookie, you're getting a meal. So they're pretty big and they're pretty delicious, but
yeah,
chocolate overload for a chocolate lover.
Yeah. Hi Diane, hi Wendy. So we're just talking about quarantine snacks. Let us know what your go-to quarantine snack is in the comments. Love to read what you enjoy, or what you at least have been enjoying during the quarantine time. And of course, we didn't mention, but it goes without saying, coffee.
Oh,
that's the quarantine drink of choice, right?
it's still my heart. I love it so much. The grace of God finds me every morning in this.
So some of you I know do not drink coffee, but perhaps you have other snacks that you very much enjoy. So yeah.
I may have an unhealthy obsession with coffee. I'm just going to own that. So.
Well, she does. She does. But she's been better about it lately, actually. So I always, when she drank coffee, I always drank 2 cups of coffee a day. At least one in the morning and then one in the evening. But since she has really kind of not been come back, I think only like one time in the last month maybe have I had coffee in the evening. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and if you are an evening coffee drinker, One Village also has a decaf Nightingale that is delish, and that's what we used to drink in the evenings when I was brewing more coffee than I used to. I highly recommend it. Yeah. And you can get that on One Village's website, so it's pretty easy to do that. Wow, we're having fun times with phone ringing this morning. Yeah. Third Space's phone is ringing now. I won't take responsibility for not turning that one on, or off, excuse me. So. But we're just going to go into more quarantine snacks because I feel like this Nutella hot chocolate deserves a space in the quarantine snack.
Yeah, so she's been experimenting with Nutella hot chocolate. I've been able to be the taste tester, which has been fun in and of itself. So yeah. By the way, if you're on today, please let us know in the comments. Just say hello. It's fun to know who's all watching. So. But yeah, okay, talk to us about the Nutella hot chocolate.
So we experimented a good bit, and we found a couple different things that work really well. So I mentioned last week when I told you about the Nutella hot chocolate that unfortunately this is not a low-calorie beverage, so I'm just going to preface with that. There just really was no way to make it taste good and keep it a low-calorie beverage. So I have just a pitcher with maybe 2 tablespoons of hot water in it, and I'm going to use that just to help me mix together a couple of small things. So I have 3 tablespoons of Nutella in here. So this is some serious Nutella going on.
I don't know how many of you are familiar with Nutella. Not everybody is. Nutella is how do you explain it? It's a nutty...
It's a hazelnut and chocolate.
Hazelnut. Mm-hmm. Did you say that while I...
Yep. No, I didn't.
Okay.
No, you're perfect. That was great. Yeah. So, and it's so funny. He's right, because I always assume everybody knows about Nutella because in our household, we have a teenage son who's 17 and eats Nutella like, it's like his lifeblood. He just absolutely loves it. So, yeah, so I'm very familiar with it. But if you're not, it's really delicious. So it is something to have in moderation, obviously, because it's definitely a higher calorie food. But so I have 3 tablespoons of Nutella. I have 1 teaspoon of some Hershey's baking cocoa in here because we wanted to amp up that chocolate flavor again. So, and I am just going to get this going a little bit to try to mix it up. The Nutella is pretty thick.
Hi, Alan. Good to see you on.
Hi, Alan. Awesome. All right, so you know what? I did not get a mug to pour this Nutella hot chocolate into. You want to go grab me a mug?
Yes.
I'm off to a great start for my baking segment here because I already forgot to bring a mug over to put the hot chocolate into when we're done. Off to a fantastic start here. So I'm just going to whip this up because nobody wants lumpy cocoa. So we're just going to whip this up a little bit, get it nice and smooth. All right. So I think I've got this nice and smooth. Thank you so much. You're an excellent assistant.
You could have just put it in my mug.
Oh, well, there you go.
We didn't try this. That would be interesting. Mix it up with coffee.
Oh, a Nutella mocha. Oh, my goodness.
You should just put it in my mug.
All right. So I've got my Nutella in here. Now here's a trick, and this is super important though, okay? This is a really easy thing to make, but one thing I did find out about this Nutella in and of itself is quite sweet. So you do need a couple dashes of salt in this cocoa. It sounds strange if you're not used to doing that, but a couple dashes of salt really does change and enhance the flavor. So I'm going to add that couple dashes of salt. I have here 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract.
Oh, and it's smelling very good.
And I have 6 ounces of steamed milk here that my husband steamed for me right before we went live.
You really smell that almond.
Yes, it is a
Almond
wonderful,
extract.
wonderful beverage.
I wish I could like send the smell over to you. You would.
But it makes
You
a
could put-
beautiful hot
put some
chocolate.
right- put
And I'm
some
going to
right
add
in.
some to Dan's coffee here.
Let's see how it makes my coffee.